Now, there are four ways in which our faith is tested. One, through life's challenges. Two, through people who are against our allegiance to Jesus. Three, through a certain instruction given by God. And four, through temptation. Now, the first way, through life's challenges. Most people make the grave error of concluding that when a child of God is faced with a problem or a tragedy, it means they have sinned or it means they are not true children of God. This is false. Psalm 11:5. The Lord trieth the righteous. It didn't say sinners. You are righteous. God tries you. The Lord trieth the righteous. Jeremiah 9:7. Therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will melt them and try them. For how shall I do for the daughter of my people? God allows us to encounter certain problems to know if truly our loyalty to Him is genuine. Now, Satan will attack this love violently by threatening you with the loss of other things you love. But if the weight of your love for God is heavier than the weight of your love for those other things, then your love for God will be labeled as authentic, tested, and trusted. However, when the weight of your love for those other things is heavier than the weight of your love for God, then your love for God will be scored as ingenuine, fake. That's why Jesus said this. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Because he knows that if push comes to shove, you will in a heartbeat choose them over him. He knows that if he says something and they say another thing, such that there's a conflict between what they are telling you to do and what he's telling you to do, you obey them in a heartbeat. When you love someone so much, you automatically want to please them and obey them. This explains why he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Because when you love something, you automatically yield to that thing. You automatically please it. You automatically obey it. This explains why the first commandment God gave Moses is this. And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, with all your strength. This is the first commandment. It's the first because obedience is easier when there is love. Of course, God wants us to love our parents. Of course, God wants us to love our children. Of course, God wants us to like good things, good clothes, good houses, good food, good cars, have fun, have friends, laugh together, enjoy life. But He wants us to see Him as the seed that brings all those things into existence, while all those other things are like leaves. He wants us to see Him as the husband, while we see all those other things as the gift from the husband. He doesn't want us to misplace our priorities so that when challenges come to test our love for Him, our hearts will not automatically navigate towards those things. Instead, it will navigate towards Him. God doesn't want to make empty boasts. Job 1 6 to 10. Now, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, where are you coming from? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth. You can see that he's very restless. And from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? God is boasting. Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? A perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made a hedge about him and about his house, and about all that he has on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. In essence, remove the protection you have put around him, and you will see that he will no longer be loyal to you. So this begs the question, how many of us are loyal to God now because of what we can get from Him? How many of us are loyal to Him now because He provides food for us? What if He doesn't? Will we still be committed to him? When you are broke and you go to bed hungry, will you still be loyal to God? How many of us are loyal to him now because he provides clothes for us? What if he doesn't? Will we still be committed to him? When you literally have to repeat the same cloth every time, will you still be faithful to him? How many of us are loyal to him now because he provides shelter for us? What if he doesn't? Will we still be committed to him? When you are thrown out of your house, evicted from your apartment, when you don't have a roof over your head, when you are sleeping on the streets in an uncompleted building, squatting with a friend, will you still love God? How many of us are loyal to him now because he heals us when we get sick? What if he doesn't? Will we still be committed to him? When you have an ailment that refuses to go away, when you've prayed and prayed, but the sickness is still there, will you say bye bye to God? How many of us are loyal to him now because he's the giver of children? What if he doesn't give you? Will we still be dedicated to him? When you have been married for 11 years and do not have a child, when you live in a neighborhood where you are the only married woman without a child, when you are mocked for it, will you sever your relationship with him and seek help elsewhere? How many of us are loyal to him because we have our family members surrounding us? What if we lose one of them? Will we still be committed to him? Will we curse God? Will we hate him? Will we say, regardless of all that has happened, I know you love me and I'll stand by you? How many of us are loyal to him now because of what we can get from him? How many of us love him now because things are going well for us and we are experiencing promotion, abundance, ease in life, and happiness? He wants to be our God in good times and in bad times. God wants to be both the God of the hill and the God of the valley to us. Syria fought against Israel and Israel won. The Syrians then said that the reason why the Israelites won was because the battle was on the hill, that they should fight the Israelites in the valley, and they, the Syrians, will win. 1 Kings 20:23. And the servants of the king of Syria said to him, their gods are gods of the hills. Therefore, they were stronger than us. But let us fight against them in the plain, and surely we will be stronger than them. God responded to this. And there came a man of God and spake unto the king of Israel and said, thus said the Lord, because the Syrians have said, the Lord is God of the hills, but he is not God of the valleys. Therefore, I will deliver all this great multitude into your hand, and you shall know that I am the Lord. Figuratively, a hill is a high place, signifying when you are on top of the world and everything is going as you wish. While a valley signifies when you are in your lowest of the lowest times. You are based, you feel empty and like a nobody. God wants to be our God even then. He wants to be our God in every season. Isaiah 54:5. For thy maker is thy husband. The Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. God of the whole earth, irrespective of topography, whether highland, mid-level, or lowland, he is still the God of that land. So regardless of our circumstance in life, good, bad, or just there, God wants to still be our God. He wants to be our God when things are easy and when things are difficult, in abundance and in lack, in joy and in sorrow, in health and in sickness, and even in death. Job lost his business, he lost his children, he lost his health. He remained faithful to God. He did not curse God. He did not turn his back on God. He remained loyal to him. This is Job speaking. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. In another instance, Job said, but he knoweth the way that I take. When he has tried me, I shall come forth. I shall be revealed. My outcome shall be as gold. Now let's go to the second way in which our faith is tried.